Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Old moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy, it's Kev, coming at you with a new episode of the Brothers Commonplace. Coming at you unexpectedly, much like the fact that Uncle Drew has a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than the second Jurassic World movie. And just a quick disclaimer before we start, we are a comedy and crime podcast, so we do cover a lot of real and true events. However, at the same time, we do crack a lot of inappropriate jokes sometimes and just try to make each other laugh. So some people, they don't like to mix comedy and crime, and that's fine. But we just want to give you a heads up before you listen, so that way you don't get upset and leave us shitty reviews, because some people like to do that. And besides that, I hope you enjoy the episode. So everyone out there, be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Come on down, hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And today we got a whole boatload of good boys, and I want to introduce you to them all.
What's up, guys? This is Tim. Been kind of a weird day. I don't really know what's going on. People keep stopping me on the street and stuff and acting like they know me, act like I'm famous, and they keep asking me if I ever found the chapstick.
Is this a Mothman thing?
No, it's not Mothman. It's there's a YouTube video titled "Where's the Chapstick?"
Oh, okay.
Dude, holy
that poor
shit,
girl. I hope she's a late bloomer. I hope she's beautiful now.
We're gonna just say that she's not because they were asking me. So, but no, people, I have not.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Spence, also known as Timothy Treadwell, and I just wanted to let you know that you are my special champions. You're such special champions.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. It's Tooth. Let's get real. Commonplace the deal. I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
too.
that's
I love it.
And it's your boy, it's the dog Kev. I don't really have a nickname or a joke or anything. I just do have something special to say to a certain special someone out there. I know they're listening. And I just want to say, please stay, LeBron.
Oh.
We really need you.
Yes.
NBA free agency is upon us. And our boy, the king, could be leaving us for a second time. And to that I say, you already won us a ring. You got nothing left to prove to us. Best of luck, brother.
No.
Best of luck, man.
We get Ryan Hollins back. I'll be fine with that.
For real though, the "We Are LeBron" video is easily the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to. I'm not even like part of it, but it's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And my favorite part in it is towards the end, the fucking Mark Norton furniture guy has a line in it. And it's like, why would LeBron stay? Because the Mark Norton furniture guy was in that song.
Well, I would like to, go ahead and throw that question back at you. Why wouldn't he?
And another funny thing is I just had a story about something Toof did involving them.
Okay, that's what I was going to get.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So if you don't know who the Mark Norton furniture guy is, just go on YouTube and look him up. He's this dude who he makes these commercials for his furniture place and is like...
I would call him successful, especially in Northeast Ohio.
Oh, yeah. If you don't live in Ohio, you don't know who he is. But if you live in Ohio, you know who he is.
And,
I don't know who he is.
Like,
Damn it, never mind.
He kind of sounds like he's a ghoul from Fallout. And like his like tagline thing is, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere. My name is Mark, and you can count on
Oh,
it.
it's so good.
Is he the mayor of a baseball city?
And one time, Toof was just like, dude, let's fucking call this guy. because there's commercial. He says his phone number on there. So 2 picks up the phone, calls, and I can't remember exactly what he says.
It's emergency about his son.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, this is emergency about your son. Can I please talk to Mark? Or no, he's like, hey, is Mark there? They're like, no. They either say no or he's busy. And two's like, without even taking a second to think about it, he's like, it's an emergency about his son. It's like 3 seconds of silence. And then on the phone, he goes, hello.
I don't even think we even said anything. I think I just laughed and hung up.
Almost as good as mashed potatoes.
What if he didn't even have a son? He's just like, well, fuck, I gotta answer this.
Yeah.
This is too mysterious.
But dude, his commercials make no fucking sense. Like sometimes he's in hell.
Yeah, there's some
sometimes
weird
he's talking to a
stuff.
mannequin. Sometimes there's just a guy with scissors under the couch who flips it over and tries to cut his ponytail.
Dude, there's like a weird Christmas one with like a bunch like a Santa Claus, and I think there may have been hell in that one too.
Yeah, there are some like. I think they're entertaining though. They're like
Yeah,
these
they're
funny old
fun.
70s Frank Zappa trippy
fun.
fucking commercials.
Cancel the rest and let's just talk about this guy.
All right, cool.
All right, so yeah.
So, alrighty, guys. Today we have a sad one. June 26, 2011, Mercer University student Lauren Giddings would go missing. 4 days later, the sad and horrible truth would come out after the police find a woman's torso hidden in a nearby dumpster outside of Lauren's apartment. But before we jump any further into this sad murder case, there's really no good way to lead into this after talking about finding a murdered girl's torso. But let's meet the honorary brother of the week, baby.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. There's no way to lead into that without...
Can I try?
Yeah.
She's going away. Giddings gone.
Holy
I try to do it like horse racing, like all right.
man.
I thought it was a home run. That's what I thought.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I was thinking of a home run too.
Okay, yeah.
You hit a home run with that joke.
Okay, good.
So, all
Giddings
right.
up.
Alrighty, guys. This is a 5-star review on iTunes. I can't really make much sense of it, but it's fucking awesome.
Oh, nice.
And special thanks to everyone that's left us an iTunes review. If you haven't done it yet, it would really help us out if you would leave us one just so we can get on charts and get people to notice us, fun stuff like that.
Don't you want to be a cool kid and hang out with the other cool kids?
Yeah.
That's right. We're the cool kids.
And giving you giving us a 5-star review is another way of signifying how cool you are.
All of us may have been late at one point in our lives.
At
so,
one point.
At one point. It may have been with each other, but we've still done it.
Fuck yeah, right after we fucking record this podcast, it will be the second
No,
time.
this podcast is about to get... All right. Maybe not this one. Maybe not this
maybe
podcast.
not this one. Maybe not this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to use the audio of you saying signifying as my new alarm.
Oh, no.
So, alrighty, guys, a review. The title of the review is Your Mom's Whisperer
Oh.
by The Tank 923.
Oh my god, this isn't one of us.
No, it wasn't me. Was it you two? It
No.
sounds like something you might have done.
Dish Tank. That's what
Okay, here's a review. Bro, I was like, F these guys. But then I listened to another podcast, and now I'm hooked like a hooker hooked on unicorns powder. Well, I would give you guys a 10-star, but I can't find it. So keep doing them. I'll be listening. I'm out. Doing a couple lines, couple shots of Jameson, and watch Amy Schumer's stand-up reruns, ... when she was fine.
What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? This had to have been one of us.
when she was fine.
Hang on a second. Did Luke figure out how to use a computer?
Fine.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it might have been Luke.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That was awesome. So if
Yeah.
you want to be an honorary brother, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we'll make you an honorary brother.
Yeah, I want to know who this guy is.
So before we jump into this, Spence, you have a subreddit of the week.
I do, Kevin. Thank you for asking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no problem.
Today's subreddit of the week is R just rolled into the shop.
Oh, nice.
I love this.
You really do list off. Like I only have probably about 30 or so.
yeah,
Reddits?
Reddits
And they
on my
all
phone.
Subscribed?
You're seriously naming damn near every single one of
he's
them.
like,
Really?
the following 29 all end in Gone Wild, though.
And the other one ends in black tears.
Milano's gone wild. Anyway, just rolled into the shop is your source for all kinds of crazy automobile hijinks where there are cars that are definitely not fit for the road that are on the road nonetheless. So You are be warned, and get on. Just rolled into the shop to be ready.
It is a bunch of like, if it's not about cars, it's like mechanics. It's pretty much like mechanic jokes, really.
It's fun. It's cool shit.
My favorite one is they always talk about the 10mm socket always being missing and
Oh,
finding
fuck
it's like the holy grail.
Yes.
By the way,
Funny.
Sounds fun.
I just used one on Saturday.
oh my God, that black tears thing wasn't racist in any way.
Oh, I thought it was. I was
No,
like, oh shit.
there's one where girls deep throat and their mascara runs down their cheeks. It's called black tears.
Oh, Jesus.
That makes it better.
I mean,
It's
dude,
better.
it really
It's
does.
not racist. It's just
fuck,
porn.
It does make it better, but yeah.
It's just porn.
All right, I got one more thing to add before we jump into this. I don't know where I'd ever get to mention this, so I'm going to go ahead and say it now.
Yeah, it's time.
I've been listening to the podcast Crime Town. It's actually pretty good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And there's a guy they're interviewing on there and talking to, and he used to be a mob enforcer. So you know he's fucking badass. He's probably killed a decent amount of people, done some bad shit. And they're like, yeah, but he's got a different life now. And he's like, he like plays D&D.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, so, you know, I got this fucking character. He's like a hunter, right? He's like part ranger, part druid. I got this fucking tiger. I can see through his eyes and shit. That's it, but I don't know when I'd ever get to mention that.
I want to hear the rest of that story.
That was all. That was pretty much it. But okay, we ready to jump
Wait.
into the case?
Let's do it.
Did this guy have tattoos of
I don't know.
stars on his shoulders?
The
Oh
only-
no, you're thinking. I was thinking of Crazy Town.
I was just about to
Oh,
say,
God.
dude, are you talking about fucking Shifty?
His name is Shifty.
Dude, Crazy Town follows us on Twitter. You think I wouldn't know his name?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Wait, what if he adds 3 more stars to his shoulders?
Oh,
Is that his way of telling us good review?
5-star review.
You guys remember in the butterfly video? At one point, towards the end of the video, the star tattoos fly off his shoulders.
He was sending them to us. He didn't even know, but he was sending them to us.
So, whatever, you know.
Don't fucking listen
Okay,
to
okay.
us.
Of course, I seen the Crazy Town video. It's the only fucking one they got.
Is Crazy Town that show with the baking a cake song video?
Oh my God.
It might as well be, dude. So today we'll be talking about Stephen McDaniel and the murder of Lauren Giddings. And the one thing that I learned instantly was that Stephen McDaniel, everyone knows a Stephen McDaniel. It's like more popular than John Smith.
Yeah, it's a pretty common name, apparently. Not more popular than John Cena, but
No, of course not.
yeah.
Steven.
Hello, Wildcats.
Oh, yes.
This is Weber Cooks.
Hey, this is just you mixing it in the bowl.
Chili cheese nachos for
it in there.
3 to 6 people.
If you haven't seen Weber Cooks, look that up.
Don't.
Yes,
it's fucking
do.
sad. Don't do it.
It is sad.
All right. If you're doing
This is
it,
pure sadness. See on the
Yeah.
back, it says pure sadness.
if you're doing it as a happy person, you will be bummed out at the end of this video.
The night before she went missing, her friends got her to take a night off, and they went out to the bar to have a few drinks.
How dare you, friends?
You bastards. Lauren had a group that she would meet up with and study with at the Mercer Library, and during the end of the month in June 2011, she completely vanished. She stopped showing up to the study sessions at the library. She wasn't responding to emails, and she wasn't answering her phone either. And normally, when something like that happens, you ultimately think like the worst, like, oh man, what if they got in an accident? What if something happened to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately for Lauren, this would end up being true.
Oh wow, I already took a guess. I was like, she's probably just taking a shit.
Yeah, we've all taken those shits, man. We've all taken the shits where we forgot to bring the phone in. We read every shampoo bottle in the bathroom.
Somebody duct tapes the porta pot shut and then tips it over on you,
Spence apparently had a different experience, but
and there are bees inside.
oh my God, yes.
Someone replace the toilet paper with bees. You just keep pulling. Fucking.
Why is this all
more
bees?
bees?
No, not you, Meg. Don't they use bees to kill a guy in that?
Yeah, they stick a fucking beehive under the fucking stall in,
Yeah.
I also
in
feel
sleepaway camp.
I also feel like the plan for that movie all along was to slowly kill Kevin.
It fucking worked.
Well, they got the real kicker at the end.
Because they have taken fucking years off of Kevin's life with that
I see
movie.
gray hairs
With-
spelling
with
out the
a
word
10-second
sleepaway
scene.
camp on his head.
Oh, so I guess that fucking toilet paper wasn't my report card then.
Holy shit, dude! I was drinking during that.
Oh, not unless it was made out of my mom's titties.
Yeah, you know what? You passed barely.
Holy shit, man!
Alrighty. Shit.
Oh, dude, that was good.
I gotta tell you something real quick. So, like, the assemblies I'm working on, they have 4 ports where you can like test for water to shoot out, and they're called test cocks. And I keep making orgasmo jokes, and no one's seen the movie there. Yeah.
That's a like Trey Parker myself.
Yeah. I was like, test cock.
That's awesome.
And no one's like even like looking around. I was like, God damn it, dude.
Nice.
Alrighty, Lauren Giddings. She was only 27 years old, and she was a Mercer University law student. So she was very intelligent, and she was about to take the next big step on her journey to becoming an attorney, taking the bar exam. She had graduated just 3 weeks earlier and was studying like crazy to pass that exam. And I don't know anything about the bar exam besides what I learned from Marshall on How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
but
dude.
I know that it's fucking hard.
Dude, I was going for the forgetting the password part.
Oh, dude, do it, because I was going to do the next part.
Holy shit, man.
Do it.
Him singing that he only remembered it because they were singing. But I love how Barney the whole time was like, yeah, he's like, I can get this. He's like, this is going to be illegal. And he just shows him that video of that dog pooping on that baby.
But yeah, I was going to do the impression of him where he finds out and he's just like,
I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Oh,
and that's it.
So good, man.
P.S. F you, Lily. Marshall deserves better.
You Lily, you're a fucking cunt.
And also, Mercer University is in Georgia.
Is that Matt Mercer University?
I tried so hard to think of a decent Matt Mercer joke, but I was like, I don't know how to make it with this.
Yeah.
But yes, it was.
Matt Mercer is a legend.
He's awesome. So Lauren, she was known as being social, cheerful, and friendly. And she was also a mix between a sporty girl and a girly girl. She was extremely competitive and into sports. And she could also be frequently seen jogging around her apartment complex.
A hybrid.
Yeah, that's a mix of a lot of things. I call that a mutt. It's a dog joke.
June 29, 2011, Mary Caldwell went over to visit Lauren and see what the hell was going on. And she was worried about her because she hasn't seen or heard from her in 3 to 4 days. But she gets no answer there. So Mary then calls Lauren's sister, her friends, family, and nobody has heard from her. Mary then arranges a group of friends to meet at Lauren's apartment later that night. And then Mary went to get a spare key and her friends went in to look around. First thing they see when they enter the apartment is that her purse, keys, phone, and all of her school books were still in there. Before this, they thought that maybe, like just maybe, she had shut herself out so that she could study as much as she could. But then seeing all the law books all there in her apartment, that really worried them, and the little bit of hope that they had was running out. And police were called, and they treated her apartment as a possible crime scene. The apartment looked normal, like nothing had happened. There were no signs of struggle or breaking and entering or anything like that. And the police eventually tried luminol in the living room and kitchen, but they found nothing. Then they sprayed luminol in the bathroom, shut off the lights, and then they saw possible blood evidence. The wall and bathroom tub had something that was showing up, but it ended up being inconclusive because blood, as well as other products such as certain cleaning products, would make it show up. So they did see some shit in the bathroom and like leaking from the tub, but they couldn't figure out what it was.
Hope they don't see that kind of stuff in my bathroom because there's some stuff leaking from there, but for different reasons.
And the next morning, police were outside the apartment and the wind was pretty strong that day. And this caused the police to notice a very bad stench. And they soon learned that a bunch of kids next door had just fired up their Crackle account and were about to watch some Joe Dirt too.
Oh my god.
Dude, fucking every episode. It's every episode at this point. Dude, all right. I want to throw this out there. We do not want you people to watch Joe Dirt 2. This is not our plan.
Yes,
Don't
we
do
do.
it. Don't do it.
I think I just
But
like
you could
saying
just
Crackle.
download it on the Pirate Bay.
Just don't. Don't, guys.
All right, you sure this wasn't just downwind of the latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Because that fucking stinks.
It's just the same fucking joke. That was good.
But no, besides the Crackle thing, the police, they did notice a very bad stench. And the wind had caused the police to notice This stench was very, very strong, very familiar. It was a distinct odor of a dead body coming from the dumpster.
It was a smelly smell. That
It was
smelled.
a smelly smell.
Smelly.
And the miraculous thing about this, though, any other garbage day, the trash would have been gone.
Oh, shit.
However,
Garbage day.
if the police would have showed up 30 minutes later, the dumpster would have been emptied. But the trash, they were running late this day, and because there were cop cars parked everywhere, it slowed down the garbage men. So the only reason that the police were able to find this torso in this dumpster was like just sheer luck.
Imagine the garbage men that were just like, man, fuck these cops, man. They're our way. We're trying to get this fucking dumpster, man. Like, they're pissed off. They have a bunch of dumpsters to get to.
It's probably like one of those things like where you're in a car, it's like, what the fuck is this traffic? Someone better have fucking died. So like, so the killer was extremely close to getting away with this. Maybe. I mean, I doubt it because he's like a fucking moron.
Yeah, he is.
Like, we'll talk about him soon. He's a piece of shit and an idiot. But he was pretty close.
How close was he? As close as Iguodala's layup was close to going in. Blocked by LeBron.
Block. Thanks, Bron.
Yeah, how are all those rings,
Guys.
stupid
Yeah.
guy? We got
Hey,
one.
Yeah, we got one of them.
Hey, nice
Fuck
4P.
you.
Yeah.
4P.
We still got one of them, guys.
The only 4P I see is that fucking DVD I wrote Pete and Pete squared on it.
Fuck does that even? Why do you have Pete and Pete on DVD?
Why would you write that?
Out of any Nickelodeon show you recorded Pete and Pete?
Kevin, I did it to keep your goddamn dad's hands off my DVDs. Because he knows that DVDs are round and not squared.
Dude, Pete and Pete was a good show, but man, there is so much better Nickelodeon
Dude, I
shows.
love
If
Pete
you want
and
him to
Pete.
steal all your DVDs, just write The Ranch on all of them.
Oh, yeah.
My dad loves the ranch, dude.
Well, because he fucking probably started
He
it.
is Sam Elliott.
He goes in my fridge.
Shut up.
Is that just ranch Holy shit, man. Why is that so funny?
Well, it's not just ranch dressing.
Oh, yeah. Is that a running on joke, or does your dad actually like the ranch?
The show?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he fucking loves it.
Oh, my God, really?
Because
My brother
he
does
was
that.
in it.
Isn't
He
that
was
just
in
like
it.
Danny Masterson and some shit?
Yeah, it's got Ashton Kutcher and
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
Oh, Sam Elliott?
Because he's in it, yeah.
Okay,
That's
all
what-
right.
yeah.
The police then searched the dumpster to find a torso of a white female in a garbage bag. There was no head, no legs or arms, and the only clothing on the torso was a pair of pink running shorts. It is at this point where news reporters are outside the apartment, and they decide to interview a man there by the name of Stephen McDaniel, one of Lauren's neighbors. So let's go ahead and we'll play some of the interview that the media does with our boy Stephen.
People person.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. The only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because we went over. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. The door was locked when everyone got here. We just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? We don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Didn't hear anything?
No. I just heard something. Maybe I could have helped.
Okay, don't worry. Do you want to sit down for a second? Get something to drink?
Do you know if a bunch of her friends are getting together or anything?
That's how I found out that she was missing. A bunch of her friends came over yesterday night around midnight, and they couldn't they hadn't seen her since Saturday, so they were trying to find out where she was.
So they were knocking on neighbors' doors and stuff.
So yeah, that is part of the interview with Stephen there. And about halfway through, they tell him that the police found a body in the dumpster. And Stephen, he was unaware of this. And then it begins to dawn on him that he's not getting away with any of this. And then he starts to... He just goes blank.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and when he walks, so he says like he needs to sit down. And when he walks away to sit down, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Harry Dunn when he's sitting alone, like out. When,
Yeah,
like,
it really does.
Whenever they go, think they're going through the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't know why that's what it reminds me
It
of.
does. If his ass would have been out.
Can I just say that he looks like the one guy from Workaholics?
He kind of does. Yeah. Blake.
See, to me, he looks like someone like beat in the face of like the stunt double for like the Geico caveman.
Oh, fuck yeah. I can see that.
That's what he looks like, man.
To me, he looks like someone who would sing "Some of those who work forces are the same that burn crosses." The Rage Against the Machine guy.
Oh, my God. Wait, hang on. Let me see him.
Now they do what they told you. But yeah, with that interview, that's like, it's so crazy because they're interviewing the murderer, the guy that killed the girl, and he thinks that he's getting away with it. He has no idea that she's been found.
Yeah.
It's insane. Just the whole thing is crazy. Like the fact that you interviewed this guy who was the one that killed her.
Yeah.
And he's acting like he doesn't know anything about it.
Maybe if the trash had been on time that day, maybe if the cops had, not been there, maybe he would have. I mean, we don't know, but maybe he would have.
And the whole time he's just talking like, oh, we don't know where she is. I have no idea where she is. I think when she was out running, someone snagged her. Or, sometimes I hear noises outside, but I think it's just people running by. Like, he just throws in these random things that don't make sense.
He still seemed super weird even before that, but...
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, as soon as they say they found the body, holy crap.
Right, when he was like, maybe she was on that website and she snagged a job.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And there's
That
one
is a
part
theory.
where after he finds out that they found a body, and he sits down for a little bit, and then he comes back and interviews more for some reason. I have no
Yeah,
idea
dude.
why he does this.
That obviously they were super incriminating then.
Yeah, so they're all very suspicious of him. And then he can't even put a sentence together after this. And he's just saying all these pieces and fragments. And he mentions like, oh, if she would have mentioned she was scared or needed help, I would have helped her. I would have let her borrow one of my guns. He just mentions random shit that doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
It sounds like he's like trying to make up an alibi on the spot, like
Basically.
and like shore up his and stuff.
The doorstop was there. The door was locked. He's just explaining what a brilliant break-in artist he was.
And he's just like making himself seem like he's like a neighbor who is just like worried about her and scared. He even helped with the searches for her.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And also, I was watching a documentary, and they do like a reenactment of some of the stuff, and they like do a reenactment of this interview, and the guy playing him is like this long-haired, handsome dude. Like he's like a super
Holy shit.
fucking good-looking dude, man. And it's just the complete opposite of what this idiot looks like.
Am I the only one that's pissed off that it wasn't Weird Al?
Yes.
Because that would have been a lot better.
Or fucking Bruce from fucking Matilda.
Hey, fuck you, man. I was busy that day. All right?
He escaped from Amish paradise.
All right, now the second clip we're going to show is just going to be part of his interrogation. It's like over 2 hours long, so we're only going to put a couple minutes of it.
Put the whole thing in. The people need to know.
You don't know.
No.
That's what you want me to tell her mother and her father, is that you don't know.
I don't know.
Not that you're sorry that she's missing. Not that you've been trying to help me all day find her, but you just wanted me to tell her I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you a sorry piece of shit that you want me to tell her that? You got your ass on that fucking news and stood out there and gave a media report that her mother saw about her missing daughter. And you want me to sit there and tell them that you don't know? Is that what you want me to tell them? Because you're all over the news. You sure stood out there and ran your mouth to the news media. But now you're going to get out here and you don't fucking know. you know you're just a sorry piece of shit that don't give a fuck. Right?
No.
Well, why'd you tell the media everything? Do you need to see what you told the media today? Yes. It was on the 11 o'clock news. Well, I'm asking you. Tell me. I want to know.
I don't know where she is.
That ain't what you told the media. You didn't stand in front of that camera and say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So yeah, so you can tell the differences in his demeanor and the way he talks. Like in the first interview, he's super talkative and he's trying to give all this information while trying to establish him as being like having nothing to do with it and being super confused. Now when he's interrogated for 2 hours, he only says yes, no, or I don't know. And he says it like so quietly, like he's just not the same, like he's completely different.
Mm. So he's just Al now.
He's just what?
Al.
Al.
Because before he was Weirdo.
Oh. I was thinking, the first thing that popped in my head is like, okay, is this lyrics to that song, You Can Call Me Al?
Oh my God. No. It was back to my old joke.
But, so the detectives, they start asking him all these questions, and I don't know how I feel about these detectives. They say some stuff that's really weird to me. Like, they'll say normal questions like, do you know what happened to Lauren? What do you think happened to her? When was the last time you saw her? And stuff like that. And then they're not getting anywhere. And they start asking these questions where they're like, you ever thought about having sex with Lauren? You ever wonder what it's like to have sex with her? Have you ever had sex with her? And he's like, no. He's like, well, you look at porn. You told me you're a virgin, and you look at porn. You don't ever think about what it'd be like to have sex with her. And it's like they're just trying to get anything out of him.
I mean, that's a little too much.
And then there's one point, because he has like 3 guns or something like that. He's like, Steven, why do you own so many guns? Were you molested as a child? And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Did I fall asleep and miss half the interview or something?
Holy shit.
Like, what is the relation to that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I see you on him.
The detective is like all right up in his personal space, like the whole time talking to him.
And like, don't get me wrong, like Steven,
like weird.
This guy's a piece of shit and he's guilty. But it's like, I don't know, these detectives. I don't know.
Were these detectives the same guy who interviewed the NFL draft guys? So Eli Apple, you can't cook. You must be a fucking racist.
So Steven.
No, they brought in the cops from the Stephen Avery case.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like they said, like all their weird questions, like, oh, you own a bunch of guns. You ever been molested? And he's always like, Steven. Now, Steven, I know you know this, Steven. I'm going to ask again. And then I'll ask him a question, and he'll be like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. That's what you say, huh? That's what you say? like they just keep saying stuff back and forth. And then I kind of just, it's not funny, but I just kind of just start thinking about like these detectives, like trying to like pull at strings, trying to get anything they can get and just make questions that have no relation to each other, like the gun and being molested. So I don't know why, I find it like super funny to where for some reason Steven, he's out, like they can't jail him on anything, but the detectives are always just running into him in random places. It's like, hey, Steven, I found a catcher's mitt in your bedroom. You ever jerked off in a tub of popcorn? Like Steven goes to leave his house and the detective's out there. Oh, hey, Steven, I was just going through some of your shit again. Found a Rubik's Cube on your desk. As a kid, you ever cut the face off a badger and try to fuck a crossword puzzle?
Hey, Steven, as soon as you left, I found 3 bottles of ranch in your fridge. That's kind of excessive. Where were you on 9/11?
Fuck yeah.
We just figured it out. It was Steven.
Oh, that fucking detective, dude.
Hey, Steven, got a question for you. You like to stay up till like 11 at night, right? You must be uncircumcised, right?
That's pretty good. Oh, that's a good one.
I just want those detectives to give me a good reason to why I have a baby dick. Might as well just give me a reason.
Now, Steven, I got 2 pictures here of baby dicks. Which one looks like yours?
So during this time, the whole campus is shook and scared as hell. The case went from being a missing persons case to somebody being murdered and hacked into pieces, so it's pretty fucked up. And the missing body parts, they're never found. So, like, they told, like, the college kids, like, hey, if you smell anything that fucking smells, like, disgusting and rotting, like, let us know. So, alrighty, so let's start talking about Stephen McDaniel. Get to know a little bit about good old Steve.
Thought we just found out a lot from those detectives.
Hey, Steven, seen you had a skip it in your room. What do you know about Anna Nicole's fat ass?
Oh, yeah.
I got nothing on that.
I know
one.
enough.
But yeah, so let's talk about Stephen McDaniel and then some of the evidence that they're trying to pin on him, like he's guilty.
Steven didn't do it. Did you not see the video, guys?
Innocent until proven guilty. Idiots. So, alrighty, anything before we jump into Stephen McDaniel?
Let's jump into that dumpster.
I was thinking of like a guy whose name is Gil, and his last name's like T-E-E.
Oh, my
Just
God.
innocent until proven guilty. That's it. That's all I got. It makes no sense.
That guy's fucked in life.
Yeah.
That guy's fucked.
Gil Harris.
When he jacks off, it's guilty pleasure.
So,
when he sits on his hand and gives himself a stranger, he's not guilty.
alrighty, Stephen McDaniel, 25 years old. He's said to be intelligent but quirky, and most described him as very creepy. And just like Lauren, he had just graduated, and he was getting ready to take the bar exam. So he is like 2 weeks away from becoming a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, as soon as I'm like, well, I'm really close to just setting my life up.
Yeah.
Setting up this like huge good career for the rest of my life.
That's how
let's go murder somebody. That's how I feel.
That's what happened to actually my father. He was about to get this promotion at Subway.
Because he went to SU.
SU. Oh, Stanford? Subway University. So Stephen, he's generally a very odd and weird guy. He seems quiet as well, and mostly stays inside or keeps to himself. Nobody really seems to give him that much attention. And he was said to be super into zombies to the point where it was super weird. Like, he was obsessed with them. And he also had a weird thing he liked to do where he would constantly bring up how he knew how to commit and get away with the perfect murder. You're off to a bad start if, like, the first two things that people know about you are that you're, oh, yeah, I know that guy. He's into zombies, and he likes to talk about getting away with murder. Oh, what is he, a fucking fan of Papa Roach?
Oh, my God. He could have just, asked people to pronounce his name a little differently, started shooting a bunch of threes, and then we'd remember him for something else.
Fuck
yeah. Being a
yes.
fucking bitch.
So back to Stephen McDaniel. So one of his former roommates, whose name is Thad Money, and I fucking shit you not, he's a financial advisor.
Wait, next
perfect
episode
crime.
of this guy, guys?
We could just talk about it. We could make like a 3-day long episode just about all the fucking BJs he gets.
Wait, is his middle name I Need, and was he in the movie How High?
Oh shit, I need money.
Shit, me too.
So Thad Money, he had this to say about the first time he met Steven and how he had to turn and walk away because he couldn't stop laughing.
Because he needed money.
This is his quote. I walk back to my room and I double over laughing for 30 minutes. He's sitting at his computer playing this stupid MS-DOS World of Warcraft game. He's wearing chainmail. Chainmail, that's fucking hilarious.
Wait, are you disagreeing with Thad Money?
No.
I wouldn't.
And Steven believed he was smarter than everybody else. I've got to be honest with you. I've been to schools with a lot of smart people, and he's as smart as anybody I've ever met. So that's one thing you hear is he actually is really intelligent, but just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you're not like a fucking moron.
Oh, yeah. Dude sounds like a moron.
But yeah, they said like anytime he met somebody new, he would ask them right away, where would you go if there's a zombie invasion? And if you could plan the perfect murder, how would you do it?
Yeah, it's kind of sounds like a moron.
So, I mean, I don't mind the zombie invasion question, but I mean, I'm not going to go up to someone I just met.
It's why he cut her into pieces so she couldn't come back as a zombie.
That might be.
I mean, that's why I stopped going up to people and asking them their favorite place to put a banana, because mine was always just my mouth. But
but till you asked Axel Foley and he shoved him in the tailpipe.
Are you sure that?
Look, man, we ain't gonna be falling for no banana in my tailpipe. That was it.
Are you sure he didn't cut her up into pieces because this was his last resort?
Oh,
the Papa Roach thing.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's a little bit about Stephen, and here's some of the evidence and just things that generally don't really help his case that much. When Stephen first found out from the police that they had searched his room, they said he began to sweat profusely, and they said that he drank like 10 bottles of water.
Oh, my God, yes. Dude, I wish there was video of that.
Yeah, he's hey, could I take a piss?
He drives off like fucking Creed when he tells him there's been a murder.
Oh, yeah, I just need a minute to get settled in, or whatever he says.
Peels out.
Yeah, so Stephen also owned many guns and a sword. Not that that means anything, but it just doesn't help his case in this point. He owned a key to Laura's apartment, as well as a master key to all the apartments in the complex. Which, I don't know how the fuck he got those. He had to have, like, stolen them and made copies of them.
That's fucking weird.
After hearing so much about this guy, I'm dead positive he also owned a fedora.
Yeah.
He also owned something else we're going to find out about. And inside his apartment, they found a flash drive, and on it there were hundreds of Lauren's personal photos, as well as child pornography on it.
So you thought your way out of this one, you smart guy.
He actually won't get charged for that.
Well, he talked his way out of that one. Whoops.
As we'll find out later, part of a plea deal.
Oh. Well, fuck you, guy.
And here's a quote from the county district attorney, David Cook. His computer history showed an interest in her Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Sometimes he would be searching for images of her around the same time that he was looking up violent pornography. Of course, we also found her underwear in his apartment. So he's on Google, and he's literally typing in Lauren Giddings naked. Like, that's just going to fucking work. Like, it's just going to show up.
Yeah, because
trust me, dude. That doesn't work.
Most normal people have those on there. Also, David Cook, I'm glad you got that far after American Idol. That's an idol.
Police also recovered an internet search query on McDaniel's computer that was for, quote, molest sleeping girl. And another internet search revealed that he had visited websites about I don't even know how to pronounce it, gynophagia. Something like that, which is sexual arousal from seeing someone eaten.
Oh.
Nice.
Didn't know that was a thing, so that's good to know now.
I mean, I'm surprised we didn't know that because we know Toof, but yeah, I did not know that.
Well, then I guess you can just call me a regular old gynecologist then.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy, he has free access to a room with the key, and he's always breaking in and stealing shit, and he's constantly stalking her every move. And they also find video footage that he would take of her, and they found it on his camera. He tried to delete it. And here's another quote from the DA on that deleted video they found. The night it appears that she was murdered, and that was found in a camera in his possession, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He had took a wooden pole and had duct taped or somehow fixed the camera to the end of the pole, and then held the pole up really high to peek inside her window. So he fucking strapped the camera to like the end of like a fucking broom. It was like holding it up to her window because she was in like an upstairs apartment.
Yeah, this is one I talked about last podcast. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he later says the reason he was doing that because she had a burglar bar thing that was blocking the door, and he was holding the camera up there to try and see it so we could figure out how to get past it. And then they also found internet searches where he was Googling how to disable one.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then he was also searching up how to delete internet history, things like that. Yes. So, Stephen, his fucking evidence is stacking up against you, brother. Honorary brother, I'm joking. I'm joking, no.
Give us 5 stars, Stephen. We'll get you out.
Stephen, you piece of shit. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for him. It's still innocent till proven guilty, so let's not rush. Let's talk about some other weird shit.
Let's not play the Rush from Nintendo
Tom
64.
Sawyer, Bing, bad.
Was it California Rush?
San Francisco Rush.
Oh, that was
Fuck
it, dude.
yeah,
That was such a good fucking game.
So if like everyone called him like a super smart guy, and like he was like a peeping Tom, so he gawked at her all the time. Would that make him Stephen Gawking?
Holy shit, dude! Damn it! That should have been funny, but it was.
After he heard that they found the body, his eyes turned into black holes.
All right, here's some other weird shit that was found in his apartment. They found rope, wooden sticks, a chainmail vest, a bayonet, a, quote, wad of hair, a sword, and 13 pieces of cutting equipment. Now, they initially brought Stephen in on the day that Lauren's body was found, but they didn't bring him in for the murder yet because they had just begun the investigation. No, he was brought in for something else completely different. Anybody want to guess what he was brought in for?
Public urination.
I was gonna say drunk and disorderly.
That's a good guess too.
Public. I don't know.
No, he did the thing where you chain yourself to a fence for like some people do starvation, like they chain themselves to a fence. He did it to like protest her death or something.
No, those are good guesses, but this is what he did. It happened about a month ago, but they brought him in this night. He was brought in for a burglary crime in which Stephen, you see, he liked to break into everyone's apartments and then he would steal their condoms. No idea why, but he did this and he admitted he did this also. It's not, and like he was like breaking in and stealing like unused, like new condoms, but he's a virgin.
So if he's,
I don't fucking know why he's stealing all these.
If he's still unused, he had no reason to come into my house. But I mean, unused, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe he just ran out of socks.
I mean, if he wanted to get used, it's just the same joke as Tim's. I said if he wanted to find some used condoms, he could have just came into my room after I was done jacking off. But that's not as funny. But yeah, why would you fucking break into people's houses just to steal condoms? I can't make any sense of it. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but I mean, if he's not using them.
Also, but I think I read somewhere that he would only steal like one. I don't know.
Maybe he did jack off in them.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he just didn't want to just take a trip to Walmart really quick, or I don't know, or just not use them. I don't know.
But also, there is one other thing found in his apartment. The packaging to a fucking hacksaw. Not the actual hacksaw, though, just the packaging. Because he didn't seem like this was important enough to throw out, I guess.
Yeah, he kept the...
Yeah, so just the packaging, though, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe, I mean, they have the packaging. They don't have the actual hacksaw until they go and look in the apartment complex's laundry room.
Oh.
And they find it behind one of the doors in there.
Oh, shit.
And the hacksaw had blood and Lauren's DNA on it.
Had blood, Lauren's DNA, in the first Royal Rumble win.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Fucking hacksaw.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
That's not the only thing they found in the laundry room, though. So, Stephen, you're fucking striking out pretty quickly, though. Let's just say he's got full count, 2 strikes, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where the 3 balls came from, but
I don't know.
Let's say it's full count, all right? They're throwing the very last pitch to him. He's about to swing.
Is it Corey Kluber?
Also, in the laundry room, they find bloody sheets that were still in the washing machine.
Oh,
he just fucking left them in there.
Jesus.
Not guilty. No, I'm not saying he's not guilty. That is what he pled. He pled not guilty.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he did.
Okay, but he would eventually change his plea to guilty. He would accept a plea deal. In order to take the plea deal, though, he will need to give a testimony on everything that happened to Lauren that night. And instead of getting the death penalty, he would get life in prison instead.
I think I would rather have the death penalty, but yeah.
And, so he gets life in prison instead of the death penalty. And they don't charge him for the burglary or child pornography or any of that stuff. That's part of the plea deal as well. So that's what he does. He has to give a full confession on everything that happened. And here we go. Anything before we talk about his version of what happened that night?
No.
All right. So this is his confession, his report of what happened. At 4:30 a.m. Sunday, June 26, 2011, Stephen put on a mask and gloves. Which I know this isn't funny, but if you see what he looks like, I'm just trying to picture him in like a mask, and it's always like a Mexican wrestling mask.
Oh yeah, it has to be. You're not getting that hair over anything else.
Yeah, how does he put that hair in a mask?
If he put a cane mask on, I feel like I'm okay with the cane.
He's
mask.
like
a Batman mask.
He's like, I need a mask, and the only thing that, like, he didn't have one. He didn't own one. It's nothing. It's going to be that Slipknot was on tour and he broke it and stole the mask with the fucking long dick nose.
Jesus.
And then take the camera to it. I was going to say he...
That's how he looked. Fucking Slipknot.
Who's SpongeBob's driving instructor?
Miss Puff.
All right, when Miss Puff put on that fucking like robber's mask, that's what he looked like.
So Stephen, he put on a mask and gloves, and he used his master key to break into her apartment while she was sleeping. And while he's breaking in, she hears him, and she wakes up and sees this masked person standing there. And I guarantee she fucking knew it was him right away.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking stupid hair, yeah.
And then he states that very quietly and calmly she said, "Get the fuck out." And then he pounced on her, and he started to strangle her. She managed to pull his mask off while being strangled, and she said to him, "Stephen, please stop." And here's an exact quote from him. "I leaped across the bed onto her and grabbed her around the throat. We tumbled out of the bed to the floor, and in her struggle to get away, she moved her legs and her lower body under the bed, preventing her from getting away or kicking me. And then he kept choking her until she died. And he said that it took about 15 minutes for her to stop moving."
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Yeah, sick fuck.
And then he dragged her into the bathroom, placed her in the bathtub, and then just fucking left and just went to his apartment where he spent most of the next day on the computer. So he just leaves, he just does that, and then he leaves, then he comes back later. I think it's either later the next night or something. And he says, "I removed her limbs and head, wrapped them in several black trash bags separately, and discarded them in the Mercer Law School dumpster. He cut up the mask that he had worn along with his gloves and shirt, and he flushed them down the toilet."
The crazy thing is, if he just left her in the bathtub, he might have gotten away
I would
with
say
it.
he might have just, they might have never known.
Yeah. And he denies any sexual contact with her, which I didn't believe at all at first, but I guess the autopsy states that she hadn't been sexually assaulted or anything.
Yeah, he was probably trying, but like,
and
didn't happen.
He says that she was wearing the pink running shorts when she died, and I never removed them. Or they did find those on her torso whenever they did recover her body. And the thing is like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like super dark and fucked up, but if sex wasn't your motive, like, what's his motivation for this? Like, that's what I can't figure out.
I feel like that still probably was. I feel like he's just a fucking like a pussy, and she was fighting him off.
That was my words.
Yeah,
I was just say like it's like messed up to say like, oh, you did this, but you didn't do this.
Yeah, like,
but like you're obsessed with this girl, so you kill her, meaning you can't film her anymore or do any of this stuff anymore. So you're gonna kill her. And if you're sexually obsessed with her, you're not even gonna have sex with her?
Yeah, I feel like it was just he was a pussy, and that she was able to fight him off that much to where that's what it was. He's just a bitch.
I mean, maybe he was just into all that other dark shit, but he wasn't into necrophilia.
Yeah.
Some people think that he wasn't actually planning on killing her, because I mean, he was Googling how to molest a sleeping girl and stuff like that. And I think he Googled, like, I don't know if it was after he strangled her, but like after strangling, how long till they wake up or something like that.
Jesus.
But some people speculate they don't think he went in there to actually kill her, but then things got out of hand.
There's people that speculate that. Do they think that like he's not guilty?
No, they think he's guilty. They just think he didn't.
Like,
he wasn't originally like planning to kill her.
Like, who gives a fuck about his plans? He still did it. He's still a fucking idiot.
I just mean as far as motive goes.
Yeah,
that's what they mean.
Yeah.
And also, she was, what I kind of think is, because she was super nice to him. She was friendly to him when like no one else really cared about him, but she was always really nice to him, which makes this even shittier because you're going to take out the one person who treated you with respect and treated you nicely.
Fucking douche.
And one of the things is like she was supposed to move out like the day her body was found. She was supposed to move away.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe he was like, well, she's going to be living her life without me. And I think it might have been one of those, if I can't have her, like no one else can, maybe.
Yeah.
That's just a guess. I have no idea, but...
These fucking retards need life coaches like me. Like, easily, I'd step right the fuck in there. He's about to break down the door. I'm like, hold up, playa. Listen, man, you're about to pass your bar exam. You'll get the money. It'll be coming. Use that money and just stalk her the rest of your life like a fucking normal guy, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and Toof isn't saying the rest, but he's going to be like, hold up, playa, because there's something going on in the back right now, and you're about to go one-on-one with who, Toof?
The Undertaker.
In a tag team match, player. The next day after he killed her, they had a bar exam preparation class, which he skipped, but then he went to class the next 2 days after that.
Jesus.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then during the next few days, during that time, he helped her friends and classmates search for her. And he even stated that he felt as if he was, quote, in a dreamlike delusional state in which he believed that Lauren was actually still alive.
Wow.
Which I don't buy. I think that's just bullshit.
Yeah, that's a lie, yeah.
But it's just like, he's trying to say like he didn't think that really happened, I guess. I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Huh.
So this is copied since most of it is quotes. But in McDaniel's confession, he described himself as, quote, divided in mind, unable to account for how I could have committed these horrible acts, and at the same time, also be able to carry on daily routines. It's difficult for me to explain why I killed Lauren and attempted to conceal my deed the way I did. I know that it was very wrong. I am not delusional or without all morals or decency.
I mean,
it just pisses you off.
Yeah.
He says more. He says, something in my makeup, my psychology, my neuropathy, my own particular pathology, perhaps, must explain it. And he said he feels remorse and said that he grieves Lauren daily, but he doesn't expect forgiveness from any of her friends or family. He says, quote, there's no way I can ever deserve it. If I could take back what happened, I would. Fuck off. You never should have done it to begin with.
Don't fucking kill somebody, asshole. It's just basically him trying to say in a smart way, yeah, I killed somebody. I'm an asshole.
And I mean,
I have no reason.
He is always looking very nervous and like somewhat emotional and stuff. So he's not like one of the other killers who just show nothing at all. But it's still, you can't take it back. You still
killed somebody.
And as far as the lawyer work goes, they said that he did a lot of the work himself. And one of his lawyers even stated that if he wouldn't have done the murder, he actually would have made a fine lawyer. Like he actually like worked hard and put a lot of good shit together. Like there was something that almost came together. I forget the exact details, but he almost could have gotten away with it because in the prosecution, one of the what's the word I'm looking for? One of the main arguments was about Lauren's death, her being decapitated while she was still alive, which there was no way to prove that at all. Yeah. So if they easily could have turned that around being like, that didn't happen. Yeah. And he could have maybe gotten away with it.
He's pretty talented, man. Because, I mean, if he's good at putting things together, he's also good at taking them apart, too.
But yeah, since he took that plea deal of guilty, there'd be no trial. And the charges of burglary and sexual exploitation of children is dropped. And Stephen, he is up for parole in 2047. So we'll see if he gets out or not.
Yeah. Wait, I thought it was life.
It's usually
you still get parole even if it's life.
Yeah, it's usually what, like 40.
Yeah, you have to add without the possibility of parole.
Yeah, it's that Eddie Murphy movie and Martin Lawrence. It's like that.
I mean, I'm
they
sure
broke out in that one, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll never get out though.
They were innocent. Yeah.
But yeah, some detectives believe that he was well on his way to becoming a serial killer, and they think that if he wouldn't have been caught during his first murder, he would have kept on killing. But I don't believe that. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, he talked about a lot of that shit, but I don't think he would have killed anyone else after this. I just don't think he would have. I don't know. It seems like he did this because I don't see him just murdering someone he doesn't know. He was obsessed with this girl.
Yeah.
Well, unless he became obsessed with like someone else.
Yeah, I feel like he could have.
I just don't feel like he would have. I just don't see him not getting caught.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He definitely did some stupid stuff.
You're not truly obsessed with someone until you open up their closet and see they made a fucking human model of them made out of bubblegum.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Helga, man.
Dude, man.
Helga.
You bring that up a lot, and I love it, dude.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
Any Hey Arnold reference, I'm a fan of.
So, yeah, that's everything we have on the Stephen McDaniel case and the murder of Lauren Giddings.
He's innocent. But
yeah, what a piece of shit.
Yeah,
man.
Definitely did it. I think he may have killed again. I think he may have found another girl to be obsessed with. It may have taken a while, but I definitely do think that he was always going to be caught because he was really stupid about it.
Yeah, he was just, for someone who's supposed to be really intelligent,
he did nothing right.
He made a lot of mistakes, and especially because like he just graduated law school. He's going to become a lawyer.
He did every single thing wrong.
And like he didn't have a lawyer present during his interrogation. Also, he did not get charged for some stuff because they didn't read him his Miranda rights or anything like that, which that's not on him. But I mean, he would have to know, how do you graduate from law school and not know about like, hey, how do I delete my internet history?
Yeah, why Google that?
How do I molest sleeping girls? Like, you got to know that shit's going to come back against you. Why would you have a flash drive with child porn on it?
Yeah.
You got to know that's pretty fucking dangerous.
I mean, don't do it anyway, but don't be a lawyer and know not to do it and still fucking do it.
And he was lacking street smarts.
Street smarts.
With JJ Bittenbinder.
That's right.
Incognito mode, you dumb fuck.
And he didn't even like hide any of the shit. He just left him in places on the property.
Yeah.
It's like when you walk in and you set your keys down. That's pretty much what he did with murder weapons.
It's bad that fucking an 80-year-old man hid Fenn's treasure a hell of a lot fucking better than this guy hid a fucking murder.
It's all right. Anything you guys want to mention about this case before Spence gives us our closing shit?
I just don't think if you admit 100% to the crime, there should be no parole. Like, there's no plea deal on that. It's stupid.
I think
I do kind of agree.
Yeah, I think the plea deal was just so they could find out what happened. I mean, they already knew they had him in jail, but I think they wanted to know that, because he wasn't talking at all after that, and I think they just wanted to know the details of what happened.
It's a good thing he wasn't this crazy professor, and they were trying to get him like life on parole or something like that, because they would just tell him parolee, give him the formula.
Holy shit. Jesus.
All righty, Spence, you want to hit us with the closing shit?
To get parole, he just has to learn and speak Red's little speech from, what is it? Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman.
Fuck yeah.
What is it? Frankly, I don't give a damn. And then they approve
You're
it.
out.
Yep. All right, you cool brother cats. Thank you for listening to our podcast. If you would like to support the podcast, there are several ways you can do that. You can send us money. No, I'm just kidding. You can check us out on social media. We have a Facebook. We have a Twitter. Please follow us, talk to us, interact with us, share us, share this podcast, share other episodes that you like with your friends, and spread the word. If you'd like to contact us, you can message us on either of those sites, and you can also email us at brotherscommonplace@gmail.com. And make sure to leave us a review. Get on iTunes, get on whatever your podcast app is, and leave us a review. And send us a note that you did that, and we'll make sure to get you added as the next honorary brother.
Yeah. And special thanks to everyone that has already left us a 5-star review. And if you are in a podcast and you leave us a review, make sure you put the name of your podcast in there. We'll give you a listen. We'll subscribe to you, give you a 5-star review right back. And LeBron, if you're listening, leave us a review, but don't leave us. And that's all I got to say.
In bed.
I'll bring this up for the second week in a row. Me and Toof next week.
Oh yeah, I'll be here.
Like I said, next week me and Toof will be doing the what's it? Who's on first is what it's called.
Wait, did someone request this?
Yes. For me and you to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should listen to the podcast, brother. But so me and Toof will be doing that next week. So once again, I don't have any requests except for LeBron to do something with the podcast. All he has to do is he have to be on. All he has to do is just not leave.
He also requests, he's like, yo, I'm the best in the NBA. I need the second best in the NBA. And we're like, dude, we can't get Luke Herringody back for the second time. I'm sorry, man. All right, Toof, words of wisdom, brother.
All right, so I've been doing my hand a little bit of coding, a little bit more. Call me a Amazon Fire Stick because I got some coding on my hands. Cody, you know that program? All right, yeah. All right, good. That's for the other listeners out there, you know. So I'm not that great at it. So I know Andrew does fucking. He's on almost every hardcore gangbang porn site you can ever do. So I was like, Andrew, fucking, I'm capped out at all our fucking downloads. No one even comes on my fucking sites. So how about I share one to yours? He's like, okay, I've been working on this new site. All right, cool. He's like, but I don't like stealing people's content because it's copyrighted, so we have to film our own. And I was like, I'm down, dude. I'll fucking do that anyway. So we give each other enemas, and we call our assholes Gonzus, and we like give each other enemas, and we face toward the camera, and we rate each other's like shitty enema farts if our assholes are like loose and shit, and we throw some Brothers Commonplace videos on there too, but we named the website Gunzoontight. And we'll just say Andrew's never Gunzoontight.
That was the long con. Oh fuck.
Fuck yeah, thanks, Toof.
I love it.
And there's a rating system on there too.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. How high does it go?
We should re-record that on Cathedral.
Does it go up to 11?
Well, it's just a picture of like me and Andrew's nipples, and you just have to click on the nipples, like how many you want to go. So it's 1 to 4. Except like if you actually zoom in, you can see Andrew's third nipple. So there's 5 stars.
All right, is that everything, guys?
I think so.
Alrighty, thank you all for listening. Be good.
Oh, stay safe.
Laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag wild man.
Hashtag wild man. Hashtag thank you, Mark.
Hashtag thank you, Mark.
Hashtag I'm okay if LeBron leaves, honestly.
Hashtag wild stallions.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hashtag wild boys. Hashtag pretzels forever.
Hashtag Cavs draft team in the next couple years.
All right, hell yeah.
All right.
Hashtag thanks for the ring.
Who's going to get more picks in the next 3 years, the Cavs or my fucking pinky to my nose?
Jesus Christ.
My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
My name is Mark, and you can count on it. You stink.
Mister, you stink.
My grandpa passed away on Sunday, but I didn't go to see him, 'cause there are other things I'd rather do on Sunday, like stay at home and watch NASCAR, and I don't even like NASCAR, I just really hate my old ass fucking grandpa.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Starlight Lounge presents an evening with the Progressive Box.
Old moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.